Hi, everyone. Welcome to the general group conversation. Victor, thanks for posting 2 questions. You want to verbalize them?
Sure, thanks. So I know the slides are not about the single engineering groups, but I would like just some questions related to that. The first one is I just would like to get a quick update on the 5-minute app. I think that's the only single engineering group that we have today. Where are we with it? Are there any success criteria that we are looking after and the related questions around the 5 minutes? The truth is I even tried it out during the weekend, so I'm
Awesome.
super excited about the answer.
What did you think of it?
It failed.
Cool. Where did it fail?
I thought that I will just have to apply. So I tried the Django project. I wanted to deploy it as described, and it failed with the deployment. I wasted around 30-40 minutes on setting everything up, and in the end I just decided not to troubleshoot further because it did not worth the time, actually.
Cool.
But I'm more interested in your responses.
Yeah. Well, thanks for trying it out.
And I will be happy to try it again as it improves. So it's not about that.
So the current status is that nobody is full-time on the 5-minute production app. And we have people full-time on it for about 3 months or something. She hopefully will correct me. But the success criteria, I think it changes over the course of a project. I think in the beginning you want contributions, then you want usage, and then you want revenue. So GitLab overall is now in the revenue stage, but different parts of GitLab can be earlier. I think we've seen a few contributions, but they've been like single digit. I think you can probably count them on one hand. And what's interesting is that a very prolific contributor to GitLab is considering contributing. So he's checking it out, and we're inviting him to the monthly calls. We're still doing the monthly calls. And then when it's something a success, we didn't set any explicit criteria, but like more than a handful of contributions. And right now we have a couple of thousand container pools. Since those are automated, we want to see high numbers there. So hundreds of thousands would be a success criteria. I don't think it failed yet. I think we put in too little effort for it to fail yet. We're going to hire someone to kind of make it their focus and give this a sustained effort. So if you look at my tweet that I linked, it's one of the things that we're hiring for.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks for asking. You also have the second question.
One more data point here in terms of usage. As I own the metrics that look at the CI templates, I know that the 5-minute app template usage is collected there as well. So in Sisense, it's available to everyone actually. And you just reminded me with your previous answer that for different reason, I've seen it today, and there wasn't much usage there. Yeah.
Is it in thousands or hundreds right now, the usage in pools?
The thing is, it was so low that I just switched it off so I could focus on the others. It was almost flat.
Almost flatlining. Okay.
Yeah. The other question is any learnings so far about sex in general based on the 5-minute app approach?
Yeah, I think for me it was a success. We wanted to prove that the 5-minute production app could work, and it does. And then I think now it's all about kind of speeding up the performance. So if you zoom out a little bit, what most companies try to do, they try to take a dev experience and then put that into production. So they're like starting with the containers and everything else, and then just run that in production as well. We're trying with the 5-minute production app, we're trying to do the other thing. We're trying to take a production experience, namely using managed services in the cloud and Terraform, and then use that for development. And I think that's a very promising thing. And I think the only thing we need to solve is speed. Like it has to be faster to boot up your dev environment and to make a change. So that's lots of like caching and kind of smart patterns to not redo work if it's needed. But I think we've proven that we can take a production experience and bring it to dev. It's just that now it's a lot of work to speed everything up, and it will take someone sincere focus to do that. And then still it might not work, but I think the proof of concept is pretty clear, and I think we have a great direction. And now it's just a whole lot of work to speed it up. So I think it's in a good state for someone to start working on it. And I think it also proves, well, it doesn't prove anything unless it's a success, but I think it's clear it's just something else when you have someone whose sole job it is, until further notice, they're just going to have to make that work. I think there's a certain drive and urgency that radiates from that. And I think that's what we're hopefully going to see in all the single engineer groups.
In the meantime, I've linked the template usage data if anybody's interested above. And a final bit of feedback was that what was really annoying when I decided I don't want to use it, I basically had to use AWS Nuke to clean up my AWS account, because even though everything is created using Terraform, I don't really own that Terraform project, and I couldn't run simply Terraform destroy to clean up what was created.
That's very interesting. And I hope that someone will create an issue in the project to do that. I think it makes sense that we want something that we also want to kind of clean it out as well.
Just a small comment on that, if I may. There is a flag vector that you can turn on. I think the flag name is Terraform Destroy or something like that. And that gives you an optional job, which you can manually run to clean up your AWS state.
Thanks.
Cool. Sri, since you're on the call, anything from you?
Oh, I just joined 10 seconds ago, so I'm going through the docs, but nothing more to add.
Cool. And for people watching the live stream, here's the usage.
Okay, I think that was the last question in our public section. I'm going to stop the public live stream and we will restart on a private one.
Thanks.